Alright, recording. So, hi you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm back with a new video. We're gonna go down the memory lane on this one. But first, I want to say thank you so much to all my members on my channel. All the people that's donating on PayPal, supporting me a little bit extra. I really appreciate it. And shout out to Michael. He requested today's video. We're gonna watch a video called Jim Brown Highlights Final Version. And in the caption it says, the greatest running back in NFL history has a strong case to being the best football player ever. Definitely one of the greatest athletes ever, running under 4.5 seconds, 40-yard dash, along with playing football at the weight of 230 pounds. Brown ran over 12,000 yards and 106 touchdowns in only 9 seasons. So what's like the average seasons for a football player? And it says Jim was notable to never missing a game, making the Pro Bowl every year of his career, and was an 8-time All-Pro, along with being elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Sheesh. There were some things I didn't understand. Like Pro Bowl, it must be some prestige to like make the Pro Bowl every year of his career. Jeez. This is like some heavy words description for him, so I'm excited. I'm not gonna ramble. Let's get straight into this video. Jim Brown. So it's one thing reading it, but let's see it as well.
This is a picture of Jim Brown, and I treasure that very much, but I treasure the words even more. Bert. A friend over 25 years. You have remained a man, and a man of his word. And that's rare.
Where are you at?
A friend.
Oh.
Wherever you are.
Oh.
Jim.
I see you. Number 32. People just falling after. Catch me if you can.
Tall buildings in a single bound. The pro game in the pop age had a number of superstars, but only one Superman, and he was Jim Brown.
Jim thought on Sundays, and these are his words, that he was a god. That nobody could hurt him, nobody could touch him, nobody was better. And he proved it every Sunday. He always shocked everybody, I think.
It's one thing saying it, but when you also,
how fast he was. And then you tack onto that 225 pounds and mean, tough runner.
In 9 record-setting seasons, Jim Brown led the league in rushing 8 times. Brown was a 3-time MVP. He is the only runner ever to average over 100 yards per game and over 5 yards per carry for a career.
That so-called macho, which I hate that word, but he embodies it.
I played 9 seasons. I never missed a game, and I never laid out on the football field. I might not have the greatest ability of everybody, but the one thing that stands is that when it was time to play, I was there.
Reliable and being a key player. He took like the responsibilities.
He was the NFL's all-time leading rusher and touchdown king when he retired. With an NFL championship and nothing more to accomplish, Brown walked away when he was just 29.
Oh yeah, that's young.
When I quit,
I'm 28.
I was happy. I had 9 good years. I did all the things I wanted to do.
Quit
I
at the
went
top.
into movies. I started talking to pretty girls. I never looked back.
Okay.
Brown and
see you,
Reynolds first
Brown.
met when they were co-stars in the 1969 Western 100 Rifles.
Hey.
There was a scene where we had to fight each other. So I fought him on a cliff, about 75 feet down to the first rocking, and he got me dangling there. He said, you know, I'm really getting kind of sick of this height. I said, really? Well, screw you. If we fall, it's going to say Jim Brown, an unknown actor, died.
He got
For me, a lot
confidence.
of people want to talk about other actors. Nobody wants to talk to Jim Brown about other football players. They want to talk about Jim Brown. I think even people that never even saw him play, you say Jim Brown, and they sort of whisper, did you see him? Did you know him? He was everything I hoped he would be, and a hell of a lot more.
Most dominant player to ever step on any athletic field.
Alright, going crazy, you guys. The IQ, the speed, and he got like the muscular
Jim
advantage
Brown was
too.
a titan, which means he was larger than man.
He was bigger and faster and stronger than everybody on the field.
Just said that.
Experts is the greatest fullback ever to play the game. Jimmy's harder to bring down than a wild steer.
Jim Brown is bigger than life. A fierce competitor for justice as he was on the field for excellence.
Here's a striking example of his individual brilliance.
The creator said, I'm only going to do this one time in a very special player.
8 rushing titles in 9 seasons.
That's crazy.
3 Most Valuable Player awards. Over 12,000 rushing yards. 106 rushing touchdowns. All while never missing a game and retiring at the height of his career.
Work ethic, but he's still like could retire and be healthy and young. And
Jackson, Marcus Allen, Eric Dickerson, Tony Dorsett, Walter Payton. There's not one trait
we know
that
Walter
he
Payton was
didn't
taking
have.
He's one. He's one. Payton 2. I fall 3.
Guys that are extremely strong may not be as agile. Some guys have all the speed in the world but may not have the balance. Jim had it all.
package.
His principal legacy is going to be what he accomplished as a football player. But Jim Brown was not principally a great football player. Jim Brown was a great man who just also happened to play a great game of football.
Jim Brown was always in motion. Only the lens of a camera could stop him. He left indelible images on Hollywood and as a community activist, but first on the football field, in a career that almost never happened at all.
Why? Why did you say that?
I came up in the 50s. Race was always an issue everywhere. And I was the only African American on the team. It was very difficult based upon the racial attitude of some people.
Oh yeah, it was a whole different era back then.
After his arrival at Syracuse in 1953,
I see why you had a
frustrated
conference. You
Brown
have to.
rode the bench.
I knew I was the best back there, and they were trying to tell me I wasn't. So I decided I was going to leave. Superintendent of my high school flew up there and told me that I bet not quit. Stick it out, and it'll work out.
You need those golden people in
And
your
he was
life.
right.
I got goosebumps. It's so
As a
important.
senior, Brown was a unanimous All-American.
Halfback
Chills,
Jimmy's
my
first down.
legs.
Brown picks up that and then some as he breaks loose on a spine-tingling open field gallop.
And set a then NCAA single-game record by scoring 43 points in his final regular season appearance.
You're not letting that go. You're not letting that go. Bye. Get out of
In
here.
1957, he took his talent to the NFL, where he fell to a team worthy of his name,
Jim Brown was not #1 on the draft list that year. Paul Brown wanted to take Lenny Dawson, a quarterback, and the quarterbacks he wanted were gone. I guess I'll just settle for Jim Brown.
When you're a rookie, you have to step back.
Settle?
But I didn't have to do too much stepping back.
He was gonna show you what settling.
In Brown's 9th game, he ran for a then NFL single-game record, 237 yards, against the LA Rams.
So, Jimmy. This just shows he played like with a different
I'll always remember. He
purpose.
said these words to me: "You are my running back. You are my running back." Those was the sweetest words I ever heard as a professional football player.
Oh, wow.
Brown's 1957 season was a debut like few in sports history. Rookie of the Year, MVP, a league rushing crown.
I got
and
so much
All-Pro
chills,
honors.
you guys.
But that was just the beginning.
After 10 seasons and over 13,000 yards, Walter Payton stands alone as the NFL's all-time leading rusher. But when it comes to pure running ability, the man at the head of the class is Jim Brown.
It's crazy 'cause you guys are
Those
talking
who
about
tried
Payton.
to stop
Not-
him still speak in reverent tones.
Jimmy Brown was, without a doubt, the greatest football player ever put on a uniform. I mean, he could just do everything with it. And when you talk about tough, he was just tough because he was such a great talent that he could run with that football. He had great balance, he had great speed, and he had great size. At 235 pounds, he could run 100 yards
And a
in
good
under
head on
10
his
seconds
shoulders, like
as fast as any
disciplined.
halfback. That's what made him so tough, because you had to set your defense to stop Jimmy Brown.
Different
And if you
passion.
didn't stop him, you lost the game. It was that simple. But you're not going to stop him forever. When he made up his mind to do it,
Single-handedly.
he was going to do it. You couldn't knock him off his feet.
So many of these, he did 8.
Brown was not the beautiful runner. He was a power runner. But in the end, his power was beautiful to watch.
I see. I see.
His achievements loom larger considering that he ran against defenses working almost exclusively to stop him. Each week, Brown was the bullseye in an 11-man target shoot, a marked man, and yet in 9 professional seasons, he never once missed a game.
You know, you would go out there and with 11 guys geared to stop Jim Brown. That's pretty tough for him. You know, you're just almost ignoring everybody else because a lot of times it takes 5 or 6 guys to get him down. Dick Nolan, who was our defensive safety, little guy, Nolan, we used to call him Sticks. He didn't weigh 180 pounds. He came up and really hit Jim Brown head on and got him. It was some shot. And I came over and I picked Nolan up. And I said, "Hey, Dick, I'm sorry I didn't get there in time, but great tackle. You really got him, And he says, "Great tackle, hell." He says, "I couldn't get out of his way."
I love the color one.
I once thought Superman wore an S on his jersey and hung around with Lois Lane, said one opposing coach.
There you go.
Now I know he wears number 32 and plays football.
You guys saw, like, it's the same time era, but the black and white color, it feels like it's farther out. Like, it comes to life. It feels more connected when it's colored.
Ball in Cleveland.
It does so much to it.
He was one great player, and when we drafted him, I thought he was going to be a great back. It turns out.
Oh, I could listen more to this. I feel like it's so much more to the story. Oh my god. Nah, I'm surprised I haven't checked him out earlier. Jimmy Brown. Man with many talents. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you watching. Bye.